Bonnie Somerville, who's going to join us there. And we have Ted Masur, the composer. John Inwood, the cinematographer, is also with us. Last but not least, Michael Jaeger, the co-writer of I'm going to start off the question, just, warm up, a little stretch out, that you guys can get already. I'm obviously a giant fan of the film. I think it's fantastic. What I'm most interested to hear about is how you guys related, specifically the actresses here, how you related to the subject matter. Any experience?
I'm so sick. So funny. Really? Yeah, here you go. Here.
How we related to the subject matter. That's redundant. Well, it was just so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely irreverent. That's all it is. It's a complete send-up. You had to let go in this one.
Yeah.
Only Chris McDonald played it straight.
Right.
I think we might have read Chris McDonald's text. Maybe. I actually grew up in New York City and went to one of those private schools, so I went to Poly Prep, which was in the Horace Mann, Riverdale. I don't know if anyone's here from New York City, but hi, one person. So you really got the film, one person. But I read it and I was on the 3rd or 4th or 5th page, and I literally was laughing out loud and going, "This is fucking what it was like." I mean, this is what I couldn't believe how much I loved it. And then, I'd never sent a text before, so I didn't get that part at all. Or sex.
You guys are gonna have to share.
Michael, what happened in your life to inspire you to write this movie?
Well, Josh and I were going through the same sort of preschool, kindergarten application process at the same time in each of the country's 2 biggest cities. I was out here in LA and he was back in New York. And we really were, it's absurd. Any of you who are either, have gone through it or are going through it or even just read news stories know that, yes, it doesn't quite go this far, but this is not that far off from the lengths that people will go to get their kids into these kind of schools. And so we just figured, Josh and I have been really wanting to write some sort of a farce. And we were looking for, it's obviously not in the range of these movies, but something tonally like, sort of Tootsie, A Fish Called Wanda, a real sort of, contemporary R-rated farce. And we figured, that's really ripe for the picking, this issue of just how ridiculous, how far people will go.
I remember asking you on set when I first met Michael, I was like, I have to ask you, so Clark Metz won. Like, I just couldn't believe when I read it, and when we shot that scene, I can't tell you, that was I think the 2nd day.
Yeah.
I've never had such a hard time not laughing in my life. I mean, every single take, Jenna.
But I must point out somebody in the room. Jenna Stern, who played the headmistress.
Yeah, amazing.
Her mother is here. Samantha Eggar. Stand up, yeah. And think about this. Jenna was so wonderful.
So amazing.
Absolutely nailed it.
Every single take, she would do it in one take and just keep going and going. And I couldn't believe how amazing she was and how she just made that even almost relatable. Like as if that would,
Absolutely, she was having that moment.
really having it, feeling
So I'm sure we have questions from the audience. Yes? Who wants to go? I'm just going to holler at you and tell you to shout real loud. It's going to be real official. Come on. Go for it.
Actually, I want to tell you that the movie was really a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. My name is Desiree, and actually I'm here to say to Kate Mulgrew, thank you for all the work you're doing with Alzheimer's. My father has Alzheimer's, and that's the reason I'm here. But thank you personally.
Right. Does anyone have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, congratulations, this is one of the funniest comedies I've seen in a long time.
Yay.
How much of it, of the performances was improvised, if any?
None.
Well, I can't, yeah, Josh and I can't take all the credit.
No, they can't. I didn't add, I mean, other than or maybe something, but every single line on the page was that good that you didn't need to do.
What could be improvised that would improve on this?
Nothing.
Yeah, there's, he milk, Josh and I did not write. I was unfamiliar with that concept. And Amy, let's see, Amy had.
Other than Amy.
Amy, you keeping that baby beautiful at the end of the
Oh, also, Amy added in the middle of the scene when we asked her, and she went blank. That was great. That was great, and she added the ding ding. What happened, Michael, to that shit stays crunchy in milk?
These guys were laughing so hard you couldn't hear it.
By the way, what did I actually say?
Yes, it's in there.
My mom is here. This is the third screening she's been to. My mother flew out here. Third screening, and she said every time she's learning new lines because people laugh so hard that she's like, oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the line.
Maybe that's a good thing.
The line that Kate is asking about is when Neil is talking to Chris and Kate, and Kate says, I came here for some of that Jew money. And Chris says, that's the best kind there is. And then Kate says,
That shit stays crunchy in milk.
but you guys are laughing so hard at Jew money that we missed that line.
I need to break in here and say that although Mr. Jaeger is not Jewish, Mr. Sheloff is.
Right. Which is why we could get away with the Holocaust, which is very hard. And
I have one. There were two areas where our producers asked us if we might back off a little bit, and they won one, and we won one. We won Jew money, shit stays crunchy in milk. They wanted to take it out. They weren't sure about it. Kate and Chris said, please leave it in. Please leave it in. This line is amazing. Let us say it. And I think they made us shoot an alternate take, and you almost said, I won't. You were telling us I won't do it if you want me to. But
oh, did you see what I did?
no. Tell me. Made it impossible to use. Now the one we lost was in the script. The book that they get in the mail from Herb Janowitz was originally intended to be Night by Elie Wiesel. And yes, I mean, there's maybe one or two things that are a little too far. As I figured, maybe could you not make fun of one of the most singular Holocaust memoirs out there, Pulitzer and Nobel Prize.
This movie has so many great liners, but my favorite is Kate's "I Can Get You Head" from George Stephen.
Yeah.
And said with that voice, that deep, fine, sexy voice.
What else?
Go one back there. Yes, go for it.
The extras must be fantastic in terms of footage that you just
The extras, the gag,
Outtakes.
Yes.
so hard.
The outtakes are pretty fantastic, although there certainly aren't. Josh and I were just figuring out what we were going to use for deleted scenes, and we couldn't use that many because we were on such a tight budget. Most of what we shot was up there on the screen. We did not have a lot of extra stuff.
I think it wasn't because of the tight budget, it was because they were so perfect.
Every time, that's right, that's right.
Charlie.
And I don't know, John, do you want to sort of talk? I mean, it's not. We didn't really have the luxury of lots and lots of takes.
Did a beautiful job. The film looks so gorgeous. And for nothing.
I mean, we had a tight schedule like most indie films, but we had 26 days. That's decent, but it would have been great to have 30, of course. And we didn't need a lot of takes because our actors were, unbelievable cast. Just unbelievable cast. And a privilege, such a privilege for me
What about the
to
last,
photograph all of you.
the handbag shot, how that was our last, remember when the sun was setting?
Oh, yes, yes.
Chinatown.
Where she buys the handbag in Chinatown.
Was
We
it
shot it.
Unpermitted, we didn't have a permit.
We stole that, and
Came-
there's a lot of stills. I
Stealth
look back at
night.
them fondly of
And the sun
us
was
stealing
setting.
that shot.
Yeah, that was maybe like 2 minutes, the sun was setting, and John was like, if we don't get it, we don't get it, we can't get it. And it's literally the sun went down and we got it, and that was it. It was awesome. And then they picked up the table and ran away.
Yes, right down in the front.
Were any of the, was it all locations, or did you shoot anything on a soundstage?
No sets. It was all location, and Philly is a very beautiful city. I don't know if you know, but it has a lot of beautiful historical buildings. We shot since it takes place in a lot of prep schools. We shot. There were beautiful opportunities in Philly, so we shot a lot of Bryn Mawr and other beautiful locations around Philly. But in the three days we had in New York, we got a lot done. So it does feel. We all feel like it. It feels like New York, right?
Yeah, I mean, we shot it almost
We showed it off,
exclusively in Philadelphia, and we stuck all those New York shots up at the front while Neil and Bonnie are driving around to sort of get you in the mood that, oh, okay, it's New York, you'll take it.
Clever.
Right.
And I did get my Tootsie moment, which Josh Sheloff, who also directed, who's
Fantastic. Unbelievable, and was so wonderful to give me this part. But he said, I was walking down Fifth Avenue, which I grew up in New York City, and my mom was behind me in that scene as an extra. And Josh had I had an earpiece in, and he went, "Come on, baby, this is your Tootsie moment. Come on, come on." That opening shot, and I was like, "Wow, I'm really shooting on Fifth Avenue."
And that was Fifth Avenue.
crazy.